Alright, my final thoughts on Hawkeye. To be perfectly honest, I'm kind of mixed on it. I'm kind of so. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. Like it's an interesting show. A lot of good ideas, a lot of good premises, not enough thought put into some of the plot points into the freaking story. But all in all, it is a watchable show. And a lot of the times, like I mentioned in my previous Hawkeye video, you should really go watch that video, by the way. It felt like, superheroes are in this universe. It didn't feel like it, disconnected in any way from the MCU. And I like that a lot, Whether it be the subtle nods to Ant-Man or whatever have you. Or even, Kingpin? Like, this was a little different. I will say the way they handle Kingpin is honestly stupid. And of course, I know he's not really dead. If he is, then that's the MCU at work, and I have nothing else to say about that. I'm kind of sick of talking about it. And, because in the comics, he didn't die. He just was blinded because, he got shot in the eyes or something like that. I don't know the exact logistics of it, but that's the broad stroke. Spoilers if you haven't read a 20-something-year-old comic. So, all in all, it's a good show. It's not a great or phenomenal show. It's a good show. I will say, I said I wasn't going to talk about the MCU anymore, but this was just an excuse to beat on Hawkeye because, he's a man and Yelena's a girl, an independent Black Widow. So, that was a little annoying. Not going to lie. Like, she didn't want to listen. Like, the whole time she was introduced, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him. I'm not going to hear anything you have to say. I just want to kill him. Like, she literally even starts shooting him point blank with guns. Like, these were not stun rounds. No, she's trying to put a hole in this dude. And the whole time, I'm like, their history, kind of, sort of. They were close, so why would he kill her? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, it's so stupid just to try to tug on the heartstrings. Like, and another thing, Hawkeye was literally the second best hand-to-hand fighter who wasn't enhanced next to Black Widow, which is fair. I can actually rationalize that. I get it. It's not the MCU. That's just how it is. But to have Yelena just straight up raw handle this dude with nothing but a baton in her hand, like, it's hilarious. It's like they forgot that Hawkeye is a freaking Avenger for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here? Like, can you please, MCU, respect male characters for a second? Kevin Feige, I get that you're an SJW now, but can we please have a little bit of respect for the characters we're adapting? And besides all the X-Men you announced years ago, besides all the stuff y'all finally got the rights to again, y'all seem to be so focused on pushing this stupid agenda. And, like, seriously, what happened to Fantastic Four? What happened to introducing the X-Men in the MCU? Like, seriously, what happened to Kang? Are y'all even filming Loki season 2 yet? As even though you emasculated Loki as well, at least it's a somewhat decent show with great CGI. Like, I just don't understand the purpose of making these male characters, even if they're the main character, or should be at least. Like, you marketed this show as a Hawkeye show featuring Kate Bishop, but instead we get a Hawkeye show featuring Clint Barton. Like, this is ridiculous to me, and I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, seriously, the MCU does not care about male characters anymore. Like, Kevin Feige even alluded to it in a freaking tweet one time. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Basically saying, the women characters are gonna outnumber the male characters soon. And he wasn't capping on that. Like, if there's one thing I can say about Kevin Feige, he is a man of his word, for better or for worse. And I mean worse in giant exclamation letters and points. Like, this doesn't make any sense to me. Why are you doing this to your fans? Honestly, I'm making a whole video on this. So to put all of my freaking thoughts wrapped up in a bow, I honestly enjoyed the show. Flaws and all, I enjoyed my run of this show. I won't be rewatching it, of course, because, like I said, it's kind of boring somewhat. And a lot of the stuff you can cut out, like the LARPing, like I mentioned. Like, why would they feature back? Like, they're not Avengers. Like, these aren't comic book characters. Nobody cares about the LARPers. This was just here to be stupid MCU Disney bullshit. Like, think of every MCU movie nowadays as a Disney movie. Yes, it's a MCU movie, but it is a Disney movie first and foremost. Why do you think we can't get gratuitous violence like back in the old days? Or we can't get people really swearing or taking their own freaking universe serious? You know what I mean? So yeah, honestly, if I had to rank this freaking irritatingly, emotionally conflicting show, I would rank it a goddamn 5.5 out of 10 because good elements, good ideas on paper, but horrible in execution. And yeah, that's my thoughts. See y'all later.